Car confessional. I am about to go to work and I am really praying on how to handle the environment. I actually really like my job. I've been at this job a little over a year in a couple of positions. In this position, I absolutely love. Got a hookup from a friend, and it falls exactly in line with God specifically saying, this is really crooked. Good. As I was saying, I got a hookup from a friend for this really cool job that I like, and it falls in line exactly with what God told me. He said he doesn't want me having, or I will not have another regular full-time job for the rest of my life. And this is not full-time, although it comes pretty close, I think. Anyways, I love what I do, but it is a review lesson for me on how to carry yourself at work and represent God on the job. I'm not going to reveal too much because you know how it is with jobs and positions. But I will say I am learning by watching how others deal with conflict and understanding my place in it. I'm learning how God moves and how God wants us to handle things. I have become the person that everyone is coming to with their gripes and their issues that are quite frankly legitimate, but they feel they can't go to the person that is over us all. And I live in LA. These are some very sensitive times, and things are coming to a head. And my prayer has been, God, help me to know when to be silent and when to speak up. I have a bad habit of talking so much with good intentions, just talking so much, but saying things that shouldn't be said to the person that I'm saying it to. And I know there are plenty of us out there that have that same issue. And so I've been actually praying for a while. I've tried to, when I see that I'm about to go into a situation where I know I could start talking and become a faucet, I pray before I go into those situations. I'm also learning to pray before entering situations that can be either a confrontation or uncomfortable, because the reality is we have to have uncomfortable conversations if we're going to move forward and heal. That's on your job, in your family, in your relationship. Those types of conversations are necessary. And do you know why? Because God himself deals with us in an uncomfortable way. But because he loves us, he has to check us. And we as humans, as people who are created in his image, we will find ourselves having to correct behavior. And so we need to know how to do that lovingly. And that is in all situations. And when we do that lovingly, we represent him. And so as I just found it very interesting that I had a moment where God was like, okay, go ahead and record now. And it just so happened to be at my job. And so I pray for you on your job, in your family, in your relationship, that you learn how to lovingly correct in the way that God would do it. Not in our feelings, not in our emotions, not in our, but lovingly do it in a way where God will be pleased. But know that it may not always be received the way you want it. But if you do it the way God wants it, you will have peace. Okay,